Patch notes for the 18th of May. I just want to say thank you for all the feedback and comments. It has helped me greatly to improve the quality of these videos. I think at this point it mostly comes down to time and practice. Anyways, without further ado, let's get stuck in. Archaeology. Lady Ithil is now able to upgrade augmented dragon tools, carrying across the augment and perks. This includes hatchets, pickaxes, and mattocks, but this feature does not work with Imcando tools. The mattock of time and space can now be created using augmented mattocks. Players will be able to carry across the augment and perks from one of the mattocks used in creation. This does not work with the Earthen Song pickaxe because it's a smithable item. It's the same exact reason as why it doesn't work with Imcando tools. The Virius trophy and the Chaos Elemental trophy have been moved to the Zamorakian 4 collection, while the Possession metal sculpture, the Trishula, and the Tutsaroth piercing have been moved to the Zamorakian 3 collection. For starters, I think they should always give notice to their plans on nerfing something that is untradeable or doesn't directly impact the economy, and they could do this by publicizing on a patch note 2 weeks prior to the planned update. This would prevent players from investing their time into something that is going to fall out of line with their goals. So why do they do this? As shown on screen, prior to the update, the logs were intertwined based on level requirement, and the intention was for it to be streamlined with other logs' linear format. Even though this makes sense, I prefer the one-off complexity of these logs where you had to plan further ahead and invest in certain logs with a longer cash out period. One last thing to note, this also increased the already existing gap between two main Tetracompass logs between level 84 and 117. This makes theory crafting easier, and it also gives players a pretty straightforward decision to do Saradominus 3 and Zamorakian 4. A quick travel option has been added to the following: at the Infernal Source Lift, to the Source, the Harrowing, at the Everlight Scaffold, to the Underwater Cave, and the Everlight, at the kharid-et Fort entrance to the Praetorium after you have activated all 8 Shadow Anchors. I think the Everlight Underwater Cave quick travel was very much needed. While the other ones don't save as much time, I think they're still convenient teleports. The Calgarian Demon Familiar has been shrunk to be less obstructive. Other. Combat XP is now rewarded when an enemy's HP reaches 0, rather than at the end of their death animation. This synchronizes the combat XP drop alongside the Slayer XP drop, and even though it doesn't really matter, this makes it harder to distinguish between them. The only gameplay change to come from this is the aggression scrimshaw, which now works up to 5 ticks faster per kill since it worked off when you get combat XP drops. This can be a very significant buff to the aggression scrimshaw depending on how long it takes you to kill monsters you're using them on. Improve the buff bar priorities. The new order is as follows: boss specific effects, defensive abilities, offensive abilities, status effects, boosts, overhead prayers, utility prayers, invention perks, item effects, skilling bonuses, pet effects, and aura activation. This definitely does look like a better priority set than how it used to be, but I don't really have a full-fledged opinion on this right now, as I think I have to experience it over time and in different situations. Buff bar effects that are due to expire no longer shuffle to the front of the bar, but will continue to flash until they either expire or are refreshed. Shuffle made it disorienting to observe the bar, so this is definitely a nice change. A walk marker toggle has been added to the desktop settings. This will enable the same walk marker that appears on RuneScape Mobile. This isn't just walk markers, but all forms of interaction, although attack monsters already had the yellow and red circles. I like the circle that indicates where you have clicked, but I'm not a fan of the arrow or the interaction icon above it. Also, I think it's completely unnecessary to have both highlighting and walk markers on interactable objects. Improve server performance by changing how faction invasions work within the heart of Gielinor. I'm not an expert on this field, but I'm curious how significant of an impact this has made on server performance, and if there are other improvements that can be made to total up into a noticeable change. And that's this week's patch notes. Thank you for watching.